Today we're speaking with Professor John Valdez of the Multicultural Studies Department at Palomar College. You're chairman of the department. Thank you for having us here. This used to be your home. We're very interested in you telling us about the Lemon Grove project and about the case that came before the courts, the Lemon Grove desegregation case. The Roberto Alvarez versus Board of Trustees of Lemon Grove School District was the first desegregation case to go to court. What was it like in Lemon Grove in the 30s for those children? What happened at that point, and why did the Lemon Grove School District feel it necessary to separate the children?
Back then in the 30s, you have a young Mexican immigrant community. The people are here as a result of the Mexican Revolution, and they are very family oriented. They're building a community here. They're very hardworking, very stable people, very family oriented, and they were quite shocked to hear what the school board wanted to do. They wanted to separate their children who were here, U.S. citizens, born here in the United States, their children, and to set up a separate school which would be on their street. The main street was Olive Street, and it was essentially referred to as a barn. They were going to redo it. It was going to be a single room, and 2 teachers were going to educate 70 children. So they were quite shocked and very unhappy because they had high hopes for their children and their future, and that they were learning English and they were getting an education where many of them, their parents, could not get their education coming out of the Mexican Revolution. My aunts were little children there during that period that were affected. So over the years, I've grown to admire this generation that whose parents spoke up, asserted themselves in a very constructive way, and had the courage during the Great Depression to challenge this school policy and sue them and sue the school district.
The Lemon Grove School Board, the PTA, and the Chamber of Commerce, who had come together to separate the children. What rationale, what possible rationale could they have to do that?
During the Depression, you have the rise of a very anti-Mexican repatriation program that was established. So there was a deep racial tone to this policy.
You are currently working on a Lemon Grove Oral History Project. Yeah. What is that about?
Well, the Lemon Grove Oral History Project is an attempt to recall that generation, their courage, and to recognize their stamina, and to correct this injustice, and to organize around it, and to take legal action. This was unheard of in that era of the 30s, and also the fact that they wanted the best for their children. They come from Mexico out of the revolution, and they had high hopes for their children that they would go on and get the education they did not receive while growing up. When they saw their efforts being blocked by the school district themselves, they just would not accept it. And so I wanted to make sure that our future generation would not forget their courage, and that we would signal this tremendous courage and remember them, and so we would not forget this history. There's a lot of a culture here we want to bring out, the lifestyle of the residents here, and to hear their stories.
Thank you so much, John, for inviting us to your house and looking at all the materials that you have here. We look forward to seeing your project and collaborating with you in the future. Thank you very much.